Kirk State, Kirk State, Kirk State.
It's DJ Kirk State.
Yo, this is a quick public service announcement. So the other day, right? Been under the weather, man, a little bit over here, but it's all good. We always come back stronger, you know what I'm saying? So the other day, my man's asked me, yo, what's the formula? I don't like sitting sideways. You like sitting sideways? What's the formula for putting out a beat tape, right? And that's kind of real simple to me. I put out a few beat tapes in my day, you know what I'm saying? Even put out actual beat tapes and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like on cassette, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking way before I put the red tape out, like I did a couple of months ago. I'm talking about eons and eons and eons ago. I put out a tape, or I just make beats and put them on cassette, right? And then that transferred to the Tascam 788. I think it was the 788 where you could put it on CD, right? Or I used to put them on DAT, but nobody had a DAT really, right? So that was just another story. But I would just put the beats on cassette, then eventually CD, you know what I'm saying? And then, technology got a little bit easier, right? So now when you want to make a beat tape, the whole world could hear it, right? Other than you going out. Like back in the day, I would go to all the colleges. I would go hang out at the local studios in the area, or I would go be where all the rap events was and hand out the beats and all of that. So now, not only are you back then when you had a beat tape, you were shopping your music, right? Okay, you were shopping your music. Now, the game changed, right? Where the spotlight's on the producer, right? You got the big bright ass light on your head and shit, right? So the spotlight is on you, right? Now you are the artist, right? Or the main one that the rapper or the lyricist, whoever, is trying to get a hold of, that got the new vibe, that got the new sound, right? Trying to get a hold of you. So not necessarily it's going to be about, when you put out a beat tape, it's not going to be about you shopping your beats, right? These days, it's going to be about you and your art and your style, your uniqueness, whatever you bring to the table of whatever it is style you do, right? So what you're going to do is, number one, you're going to come up with a concept, okay? And you're going to stick to the concept, all right? So with my first national beat tape release, it was called Kirk State, or cassette tapes or something like that. Even though I did not put that one on the actual cassette tape, but now I did with the red tape, another story. So I stuck to this old school theme, right? It was just like cassette tapes, and the beat tape had like different vocal samples, right? Also, not only that, the name of it was sort of on some randomness, like it used to be back in the day, right? So what I'm saying at number one, you want to stick to your theme, okay? Like I seen people had a theme. Of course, a lot of people got these crime themes now, whatever, coke 1, heroin 2, whatever, that's your style, man, or whatever you want to do, that's fine, right? Or you got stuff where you got the lo-fi, where you got the hamsters smoking weed and all of that, okay, with the guinea pigs, right? So you want to keep true to your theme, right? You want to keep your artwork true to your theme, right? To whatever it is. So you want those names of the songs to be part of, we're going to use, okay, like I said, Smoking Hamsters, right? We're going to make the Smoking Hamsters mixtape, right? So make the Smoking Hamsters mixtape, right? You're going to have the whole theme of the Smoking Hamster, maybe the Smoking Hamster on the cover, right? Then you're going to add the names of the songs. Might be the name of a brand of weed or strain or whatever you call it these days. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know some of y'all do y'all thing, right? You want to keep the names close to the theme or the album cover, beat tape name or whatever, right? You want to keep it close to that. Also, I recommend, if you're going to do that type of beat tape, also try to get maybe some vocal samples that have to do with maybe a news interview of, the marijuana business or something like that. I'm just saying, stick to your theme. That's the main thing, okay? And then not only that, number two, when you got your beat tape, you want to keep it continuous, okay? So you want to arrange the tracks. Usually I'll start off with, I won't start off with the banger on the first two tracks, right? I mean, I love my stuff as a banger to me, but I try to build up, right? I put the low BPMs on number one, right? I take the low BPMs, right? For me, low BPM might be 77 BPMs, right? And then I'll build up 77 BPM, next song, 79, 82, you know what I'm saying, 88, 89. And then near the end of the beat tape, like the last 3 or 4 songs, it's going back down, right? To mellow you back out, okay? So that's the strategy with that. So the other thing, when you're making your beat tape, you want to build up and then mellow it back out. Unless you can, some people I know, they start off strong. First thing, bam, bam, banger, right? You know what I'm saying? You might not last long, if you know what I'm saying, all right? So some people start off, high energy, 119, 91 BPMs or something like that, right? So if you want to build up your beat tape, right? So you're setting the mood on your beat tape. You know what I'm saying? You're going to build up with the low BPMs, and then you're going to get in the middle. Like say you want to have, I say a good beat tape got at least 7 on there, right? A mid-grade amount would be between 10 and 11, right? 10 and maybe 10 and 12. Let's say 10 and 12, right? So the low end would be 10 and 12, right? Then, low end would be 6 and 7, right? On the EP side, right? Then you would go into mid amount would be album-ish 10 to 12. And then I seen other cats, now they got 17, 18, 19, 20 beats on their beat tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, go check out Observe since 98, right? He put out a great beat tape, and it had a great theme. I think it was about, I'll put it up here on the screen. It had a great theme, right? Throughout the beat tape, it got, words in it and stuff like that. It got cuts and everything from the turntables and all of that, right? And he kept that same vibe on his beat tape. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you want to keep, number one, you want to pick a theme, whatever it is you're into, you know what I'm saying? The lo-fi, the boom bap, whatever it is, right? You want to stick to your theme, right? Then you want to start off and build it up, right? You want to build up. Me personally, I don't like putting the first track to be the ultra banger, because when you do that, you put the ultra banger at first, right? Then by the third or fourth, they might be cutting your joint off, right? Or skipping through it or something. So you want to build up. Like, I don't know if you remember back in the days when they had the, like with the Chronic or something like that, right? You know how the interludes, they used to put the interludes with NWA and whoever back in the day, like, used to have interludes, all the Ice Cube albums, the interludes were just as good as the music itself, right? So it built up this story, like America's Most Wanted. It built up the story and, it leveled off at the end, right? So that's what you want to do with your beat tape, okay? You stick to your theme, okay? You want to build it up, build a momentum. Let's say that, build a momentum, okay? And then third, I would say, I should have put this in there. Okay, so like I said, you build up momentum. Now the way you have it arranged, right? When you're making a beat tape and you got no rappers on there, right? And let's say you don't want to use vocal samples and stuff like that, or even scratches sometimes, right? You're going to want to do extra stuff in your beat tape, right? Okay, so what I mean by that, that's when you're going to have to arrange the beat, like it's going to have to damn near change up every 4, 6, or 8 bars, okay? So you're going to change it up. You might train, you're going to have to mix the heck out of the beat tape to keep it interesting, because a regular formatted beat for like a song or a rapper, right, spitting 16 bars, you don't want to play 16 repetitive bars of the same old chop, right? You don't want to do that, okay? Or what, like it'd be like the same old 4 bars in the 16, right? You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do is you want to keep it interesting in the mind the same way you would, edit your videos or whatever it is, right? You want to keep it interesting. You want to keep the flow going, whereas though it's changing up. Like I played a beat one time and it was like, yo, the drums. Like with me, I love changing the drums up because that's something that people, I don't know, for whatever reason, hits them in the head, right? So you want to keep that. You're gonna have to mix the heck out of it, right? Stuff that I normally wouldn't do, I'll do on the mix. I do on the beat tape, okay? Because that way, when I put it in the beat tape, you keep it interesting. It's changing up. Now sometimes people change up tempos in the middle of a song. That's cool too. So you don't want to have the same old boring, repetitive 4-bar loop going for 32 bars. Okay, you don't want to do that, man. So yeah, you want to keep the mix interesting. You want to add extra instruments and all of that, because when you watch my beat making videos, I'm usually making my stuff for lyricists, right? And I keep it very, very simple because at the end of the day, when you let the rappers or the lyricists hear your music, when you shopping it up, they're gonna always pick the one that got the less crap in it. Okay, they're gonna pick the one that they can fit their rhyme into, and then you go back and build around, right? So with the beat tape, it's the opposite. Okay, then you can add all this other crap, extra horns, extra chords, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to keep it interesting. So that's basically it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got your theme, right? Once you got your theme, you come up with the names. Everything's correlating with the name of the album, right? And then you got your arrangement of each beat. You know what I'm saying? If you're not using vocal samples, even if you're using vocal samples, you got to keep it interesting. Okay, you just can't have a 16-bar loop-de-loop. Okay. And then, once you get all that together, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, also make sure you build momentum, right? Start with the low BPMs, work your way up and come back down, you know what I'm saying? So also, and then the final thing, okay, is one very important thing, okay? You're going to want to put it on streaming service, right? Okay? But guess what? That's not the end of the road when it comes to your beat tape. It's not the end of the road. So once you put it out, there's a link in the description for DistroKid, right? You can go to DistroKid. I'm going to leave the link down there, you know what I'm saying? Go to DistroKid, get you an account, right? They got 3 tiers and stuff, right? So I got a record company, right? So I got the record company, but then they got the regular one and they got the mid-grade. So if you're just one artist, I suggest you get the mid-grade level, right? Okay? Now, once you put your music out, you listening? Once you put it out, that is not the end of the show, okay? Because Spotify, iTunes, so-and-so this and that, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of artists on there, right? So nobody knows how good, if no matter how good you are, if no one knows it, you know what I'm saying? Eating that, drinking this apple cider, man. It's all good, right? Yeah, so it doesn't matter how good you are if no one knows it. So yeah, with that being said, man, it's real simple. Stick to your guns. Like I said, with the theme, building up momentum, arranging the beat so keep it interesting. Put it on DistroKid, and once you put it on DistroKid, go ahead, man, get your shirts made, get your CDs made, even get maybe a hard copy cassette or anything, something. Hand out thumb drives, you know what I'm saying, and advertise. Maybe get you a few people coming up influence. Everybody knows somebody around somebody. You could, hey man, here's 40, 50, 60, $70. Yo, play my beat in your video. You know what I'm saying? Because not only that, check this out. The good thing about DistroKid is that they can search your music on TikTok. They can search your music on Facebook. They can search your music on Instagram. You see what I'm saying? And then that way, they can go in there and be like, yo, just play this for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Get Kirk State shirt, Kirk State hat or whatever. Just play this in your video, do your little whatever you're going to do in there. You know what I'm saying? And just advertise, man. You can do a little simple $30 advertising on Instagram and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you keep at it, man. Just keep at it. Make sure everyone knows. And don't expect the people around you, they're not going to get it, right? They don't get people like us that are beat makers. They don't get that. They think we all want to be on the freaking radio or whatever. No, we don't want to be on the radio. Most of us don't. So yeah, man, don't get discouraged once you put it out. Just keep at it and keep letting people know. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a crybaby, get on there. Nobody, nah, man, because you didn't put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Put the work in, And the next thing you know, your music takes on a life of its own. Take that jewel with your man Kirk State and we out of here, baby.